Okay, question 11. This is an important one because it's worth 6 marks. Lots and lots of marks for you to be able to pick up here. Lots of information, but for each thing you work out about this situation, you're going to pick up a mark. So the best thing to do is to read through the whole thing once, highlight the key information, and then go back line by line and try and find out as much as you can about this situation. So first line, 300 passengers go on a coach trip. So the fact there's 300 passengers, that's going to be important. Each coach takes 50 passengers. That's important. Each of the passengers is going to pay £25 to go. More important information. Then we have a table showing the costs for the coach company. So for the coach company to send this coach, they need a driver. And for each coach, the driver is £90. For each coach, fuel is costing 70p per mile. Each of the coaches for this trip will travel 200 miles. And you're being asked to work out the total, and that's in bold, profit the company makes for this trip. So you want to find out the total profit, which is going to be the difference between the amount it costs, the amount the passengers pay, and the amount that it costs the coach company to send the coach. So let's go line by line. What can we find out? 300 passengers on a coach trip. Each coach takes 50 passengers. So from that you can work out the number of coaches that are needed. Because if you had one coach, that's 50 passengers. 2 coaches would take 100 passengers, and so on. The next thing you're told is each passenger pays £25. So we know we have 300 passengers. We know that each one is going to pay £25. So you can now work out the cost for 300 passengers. So what the 300 passengers pay to go on the trip. So that's the money that the coach company receives. That's what they're given. Now we can look at the costs for the coach company. Pay for a driver is £90. So if you've got one coach, that's £90. 2 coaches is £180. Now we've already worked out our number of coaches here. So we can now find out the cost of the drivers for the coaches. The next cost for the company is the fuel. It costs 70p for every mile they travel. Now we know that each coach is going to go 200 miles. So you could first of all find the cost for one coach to travel 200 miles. So 200 miles at 70p for every mile. You're going to want to turn this into pounds as well, because your other costs are in pounds. So work it out in pence first and then convert that answer into pounds. But that's just for one coach. So the next thing to do is to work out the cost for all of the coaches you're sending. So if you're sending 2 coaches, you have to double your amount. If you're sending 5 coaches, you have to times it by 5, and so on. And when you've got that, you can now work out the total cost for the coach company. So the coach company is going to have to pay the cost for the drivers, and it's going to have to pay the cost for all of the coaches to travel 200 miles. And then you've got enough information to work out the profit, because earlier on you also worked out the cost for 300 passengers. So you've worked out what the passengers paid, and you've got here what the coach company has to pay out to be able to run that trip. And that's question 11.